From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the real zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to a different podcast. Where you at, Trent? Where you at? Welcome to a different podcast. I actually am over in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm over in St. Louis, Missouri with the wonderful Cubs Couch. Cubs Couch is actually launching their podcast. Actually, a soft opening it is. It's a soft opening to let people see what's going on with the community and all that good stuff. And I got the wonderful Lanye Blanks here.
Hello, everybody.
Founder and creator of Cubs Couch. How you doing, lady?
I'm hanging in there. I'm just ready to get this started and do what we got to do for the community and the world abroad.
Well, the questions and everything I've been getting, the message, they're trying to figure out, why did I go across country with a stranger? I haven't been on a conversation tour in over 7 years. 7 years. Why? Why am I here? Why am I here?
I'll tell them why you're here first, and then I'll go into an extensive explanation of why. Good you're stuff. Here, sir, because you're the man in the hallway.
Okay, good stuff.
You're the man in the hallway. And
gotcha.
For as long as I can remember, being a little kid, daydreaming and thinking of things that I wanted to do with myself. And I always had visions of this particular man in the hallway. And I was a successful businesswoman, and he was successful. And we were just going down this hallway, like into a board meeting or something, I guess. And I had his briefcase. And it was so lucid, a dream, a vision, an imagination. It just kept going on and on for as long as I can remember. Even into my teens, and then into my 20s, and then into my 30s, into my 40s. And I would tell people in my family, friends and coworkers about the man in the hallway. And nobody ever believed me. So here I am sitting on the couch today, Cubs Couch, soft grand opening with the man in the hallway.
That's funny. I'm honored to be here. But let's dig a little deep into that. When you talk about the man in the hallway, Lanye has a vision that she shared with me. And actually, I was introduced by Lanye, by my brother. And actually, he called me up. He was like, hey, he said, do me a favor. I'm like, okay, here we go. I said, what's the favor, man? He said, man, there's this young lady who started a podcast. I said, just a podcast? He said, nah, she has several buildings. So there's 2 locations of this podcast. The podcast is here in Missouri where we're doing the soft opening. Then there's another podcasting building over in Illinois, right across the river. So that's Granite
City, Illinois.
Granite City, Illinois. So I was like, okay. So she called me. I took the meeting. And when she started talking, I was like, okay, I get it. And she talked about this man in the mirror, this man in the hallway, and all this good stuff. And I was like, okay, I get it. That's why I've been waiting for you.
And that blew me away.
And it blew her mind. So what do you mean? Well, the meaning I had, as far as me waiting for, I've been on a journey here. Over 7 years. Well, the 7 years hiatus, I went from the conversation, but I've been on this journey since I started the platform, Taylor Kennedy platform. And everything that she needed, everything that she was asking me to do, asking for, I've done 8 years ago. Everything with the podcast, all that good stuff. I built a platform that was very successful, still successful. After injuries, after death, after loss of family, all that stuff, couldn't go anymore, couldn't do it anymore. But I had done this years before. So this lady comes in, she asking me to build this platform for her. So everything that she's asking for, I could actually do that in my sleep. So again, I told her I was waiting for her because I believe that I was set out on this journey to assist this lady. to be of service to this lady.
Right.
So when I told her, I said, yeah, okay, let's see what you're talking about. Let me get some structure and we're good. But kept on getting calls after I said, hey, I'm going to St. Louis. I'm going to St. Louis. It's like, well, for who? For what? I didn't know myself. I didn't know. So got the calls. You sure you're going to go cross country with a stranger? But something said, go. So, okay, let's go see what they're talking about. And besides, my brother wouldn't send me into danger, so I decided to go. So here we are. But continue on with your story about the hallway and your vision.
Yeah. So, when I met your brother and I was telling him about not just the podcast, but I was telling him, hey, we're starting a podcast, and I put certain people in place from the top, myself as the founder, to everybody down to the secretary. We had no experience. So, I was talking to him about that. We had no experience. We had no structure. And he said, well, tell me a little bit more about it. I said, well, everything surrounding myself and what's in my head is kind of jumbled up. So we're just trying to get out there and figure out what we're doing. He said, well, is it a talk show? I said, no, not really. And he said, is it a podcast? I said, no, not really. He said, well, tell me. Just tell me. I said, well, I'm calling it radio podcast reality talk show because it's going to be the first of it in its class, and the line is going to form behind me. And I'm pretty sure he was like, what is this lady talking about? She just said she had no experience. Right. So what does she mean the line is going to form behind her? Right. Because I knew the way that I had it structured, that no podcast did it this way before, no talk show did it this way before, and offered the perks and the other things that we offered with this particular foundation and what we were doing. And so when I told him that it was a podcast reality talk show and told him about the podcast room versus the sofa that we're sitting on to Cup's couch, and I said, all of this is umbrellaed under Fat Cat Entertainment.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But let's talk about the one thing that actually attracted me to what you guys were doing over here was your nonprofit. And during the conversation we were talking, you said, I'm so glad that you see me. I said, what do you mean?
All mercy, yes. Yes, because it goes back to what I was telling you about being at the window as long as I can remember being a kid, daydreaming at this window about this man in the hallway. And so when I was telling people those dreams and those visions and they'd say things like, yeah, okay, baby. And as I got older and up in age and started letting life's experience take me different ways, like as far as drinking, I had an issue with alcohol for a long time. And a lot of people don't realize that, but I would drink, and let's not sugarcoat it, be drunk. And I would start telling those stories again, all the visions again, and about the man in the hallway. And they say, yeah, baby, we know, baby. You'll drive that truck. You'll get that store. You'll get that bus service. You'll get that home health aid service. You'll be on the TV. You'll be on a talk show. And I'm saying, I'm telling you, I'm going to do this with the man in the hallway. But they never, ever seen me. They never, ever seen me. So I said, when I do this, I will make sure that everything that I have structured under this corporation will also come outfitted with a nonprofit. And the point of that nonprofit was to help and assist people just like myself, not just helping and assisting them.
Tell me a little bit about when you mentioned, he was like, you see me. Well, it was very evident to me. It was clear when you talked about your vision. I understood. It was very clear. So as you were talking, I'm actually jotting down notes.
You were
jotting down notes. Okay.
You mean when I first spoke with you on the phone?
Yeah.
You were taking notes?
I understood. The moment you said it, I understood exactly where you're going from.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. So tell folks about the I See You See Me program.
Yes. The ICU program. The ICU program is designed off of my personal experience, me growing up in the special education programs, because I had a bunch of ideas and things that was in my head, but I didn't quite know how to articulate it and explain it to people. So before I knew that you were the man in the hallway, you were unscrambling that in my head.
I mean, it was very evident and clear to me what you were talking about. I understood. Because actually, when I got the call from my brother, he was like, "Man, she's all over the place." He said, "But just do me a favor." So I was like, "Okay, man." So he was adamant about it. I'm like, I got too much on my plate right now. I can't do it. He was like, "Come on, just do me a favor." He says, "All over the plate, but I know you could actually unscramble." So let me see. Let me take the call and see what's up.
And see, that unscrambling was a thing that landed me in that position in school. But I'm so grateful for it because it all shaped where I am right now today.
I got you.
It shaped where I am right now today. My family loves me. They adore me.
But I thought
they just didn't
actually, be honest with you, the one thing that actually struck my attention, and for me to say yes to going across country and the things that you asked me to do was kind of unorthodox. But something just said, just do it. Just do it.
Well,
just do it.
The thing about that, I'm going to tell you something. After I got off the phone, because when I first spoke with you on the phone, it was like, this is not your first time speaking with this man. So even though there was the actual first time, I'm like, I spoke to this man before. I worked with this man before. Ding, 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 ding. Now the light is going off in my head. I'm like, OMG. This is the man in the hallway. This was the man in the hallway. And so then I said, now, you got to finesse this man and find a way to bring him into this chaos that is Buttercup to get all that unscrambled. And I said, man, this is a lot to ask this man. He do not know me. How can he trust me? What if I'm pulling
It was different. It was different. It was but with your words, it was a calming spirit over it. I was like, I wasn't even hesitant to say, okay, yeah, I'll do it. But there was something calming about the conversations, about your genuineness. You were very genuine.
But I just remember when I was a nervous tick when I first told you, right. And when I first presented it to you, right. And I just remember you saying, "Hold on a minute, can you repeat what you just asked me to do?" And I'm basically asking a total stranger, please come in and run my corporation. I need you to be the CEO for Fat Cat.
At that moment, I thought you were crazy. Honestly, to be honest with you, at that moment, I thought, for one, you was probably like a secret admirer, a stalker, something from conversations years past. I don't, it's so many different people I've met along this road over the years. I'm like, maybe she was out there while I was speaking somewhere. Maybe then, she said she had this store and all this stuff in Illinois. And I was real known in Chicago. I'm like, maybe it's one of these nuts from over there. I'm not sure. But it was weird. It was weird.
You thought I was making it up as I go?
Not making up. I thought you was trying to get me here to do me something.
Oh my goodness. So I'm saying to myself, man, you're getting ready to ask this man to be the CEO of a whole situation, a corporation / CFO.
So it was so funny. So when you asked me that, I was like, let me call you back. So I called my brother. So I was like, okay, so
who is this wackadoo?
Who is this and why are you trying to punk me? He's like, nah, it's real. It's real. It's real. He said, man, come on, you gonna do it? I was like, I'm not sure. but it was cool. But once we started talking and trying to get some structure, and you tell me, different people that you had around you, what have you, what not. It's like, okay, let's see what's going on. Let's see what's happening. But what really struck me was the nonprofit, and I talked about the Some Call Me project that I actually formed while I was still in the hospital. I was still in the rehabilitation center. And actually, it's one thing as far as about the Some Call Me project, how that came about. I was actually in my room, and there was an older lady, like 2 doors down. She would scream and yell all through the night. And she never had any family to visit her. It was pretty much like me. I was there by myself. And my mother had passed away, my brother had passed away, and I was estranged from my brothers and all that stuff. And that's another story for another day. But this lady could not speak. All she could do was holler and scream. And the nurses wouldn't do anything. And you got me sitting, laying in a bed, a few doors down, couldn't move, couldn't do anything about it. So every time I'd ask the nurse, hey, is somebody gonna go look after that lady? I was like, there's none of your business down there. I said, they said that I had a bleed on the brain, nothing wrong with the brain. So either you're going to check on that lady or I'm going to call somebody and get y'all fired. And from that point on, the Some Call Me Project was formed. It's like, it's a disability, but it's a different ability.
That's it. And see, that's the whole point of this nonprofit, Cups Giving Hand, for programs and projects like yours and programs and projects like mine. Life's experience made you come up with that program.
I had to because I mean, this lady, she was alone. She was alone. Not that she couldn't help herself. Okay. And the only voice box she had was mine, and I never even laid eyes on this lady. So like, you know what? Let me stop this. And a lot of people was asking me, how are you going to start a foundation from the hospital bed? I've always loved the challenge. I've always loved to be challenged. I was like, just sit back and watch.
And it was by design that your program was just perfect for Cups Couch Platform and Cups Giving Hand.
Absolutely.
It was what it was. I'm telling you, I just woke straight up out the bed and said, that is the man in the hallway. Now you got to find a way without coming off as a weirdo to bring him into this thing.
It's a little weird.
But you gotta find
it. It was a little weird. But nah, honestly, folks, when I got here, the hospitality and everything was wonderful, and
I'm A1.
She's definitely A1 from the masseuse to everything to the long drive, and I'll be sharing pictures and video of the masseuse, and the entire time that I'm here, the masseuse is here with me and working out these kinks and all this stuff. It was a wonderful experience, and I have to say it's grade A, top notch from Cups. I mean, it's
right on.
She laid out the red carpet for her brother. Something that I've it's been 7 years, man. 7 years.
And when you first told me that the particular service, I won't say the name of the service, but the particular service didn't go from New Orleans straight to St. Louis.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to do it because I'm not trying to get involved.
Okay, that's why I ain't gonna say no certain names. So I said, man, I got to come get you.
Then I called my brother again. I was like, man, this crazy lady come and get me. He was like, wait a minute. So first of all, for the particular service that I needed to get here, Black Lightning Transport actually sponsored that entire trip. So we actually lost the money on that trip because she did not want me to get this because it's going to be trouble getting into St. Louis. And I couldn't understand, well, why it's so difficult to get into St. Louis? Why is it so difficult? So we put all this money up, and my brother and I, we lost that money, which was cool because now it's a wonderful thing that's happening on the other side. And so she's like, you know what? Don't worry about that ticket. So I'm like, how am I going to explain to my brother that we just lost his money?
But we appreciate you, Black Lightning Trucking.
So like, I'm going to explain that we just lost this money. And she was like, don't worry about that ticket. I'm like, I'm coming to get you. I'm like, what? So she was like, you can't, you're not going to go by yourself. And the only way I have to see you through, coming and going. And I mean, when I tell you the hospitality.
Because I knew that this had to happen. The closer we had gotten to the grand opening, everything went wrong. It was so many obstacles, so many problems, and so many situations. I said, see, this is the point of that nonprofit. We are meant to help somebody. Somebody's waiting on us.
Speaking of the nonprofit, talk about the Cups Cardboard Creation, which I think is a wonderful idea. I think, and the models that you showed me was, I couldn't believe you even did that.
And get this, I could have brought one of those models in here.
We had a lot going on. So.
Yeah. So, as far as the Cups Giving Hand program is, we make Cups Cardboard Creations.
Hold on a second. Ladies and gentlemen, she said, we make, no, she make. When I tell you, this young lady is phenomenal with her hands when it comes to creating things. When I saw this model, it's an entire community. So I said, what the hell is this? So she was like, this is a farmhouse. This is a home. And I'm talking about all the way down to the gas station. All this stuff is made with cardboards. All the way down to the gas station pump. Recycle.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Recycle. So all the way, I said, what's that right there? So she was like, that's a gas pump. I was like, I couldn't believe that. I'm talking about the creativity that went into this was phenomenal. And I think it's a wonderful program for kids. It's a wonderful program for people with disabilities, different abilities. And even with me, with this half paralyzed hand, I could actually work on that myself and build this myself. This thing come all together. It comes in a packet. That's the phenomenal thing about it. It comes already pre-done. You just have to put it together. Tell us about it.
And so, see, this is another thing that made me apprehensive about telling you everything. I really wanted to ease you in, but I said, you cannot fool the man in the hallway because he's supposed to be here. He already know it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I had to just lay it all out for you. So the cardboard creations, the point of that was so that children, not just children, but people in general with disabilities can be inspired. They can use their imagination the same way that I use my imagination.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. First of all, when she told me, she's telling me all these different ideas, right? So I'm like, I'm jotting stuff down. And this is before I even told her I'd take the position. So she texted me this book. She sent me a picture of this book. So I called her COO, Danielle Carter. And I'm like, this lady just sent me a photo of a book. What am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with all this? I mean, it was like when I tell you that all of her thoughts in a book. So I'm dissecting this book now, going through it.
Chicken scratch.
But it was good. I understood. But the crazy thing is, I understood it. Once I was reading it through, I was like, okay, I get what you're saying. I see where you're going with this. But the meetup was so unorthodox. It was so unorthodox. I just had to say yes because I just had to jump into the crazy to see what was going on. I just had to jump into the craziness to see what was going on. So I'm like, at this point, we had a conference call with Danielle Carter, and that's our CEO, Chief Operating Officer over here at the Cubs. And I was like, okay, she's the same one, so let me see if I could get her to talk and see if I can get some sanity out of this shit. See what's going on with this right here.
Right.
So she loves Buttercup. That's what they call Bud. Well, she calls us Bud. She loves Bud. And so I was like, okay, let me see. Okay, so we got some same folks over here so we can work with this, see what's going on. And as I start dissecting this book, this woman is extremely highly intelligent.
Yeah.
She keeps talking about this whole special ed thing that she was.
That's only because they didn't see me. And that's why we have that program. People, you know, it is amazing how many people just go through life. They're walking up and down the street. You talk about that lady pushing the cart, that man in the jacket in the summertime. If we just took the time to speak with those people, we will see them.
What attracted me to you, man, as well as what attracted me to you, and then you connected with Danielle. What attracted me to you guys was compassion. Like when she speak about you, she speak about compassion. She speaks about compassion.
She loves her auntie.
A lot of folks. That's what we're failing today. That's what we're losing with. Nobody has compassion.
And that's the point of Cups Giving Hand. It is our job to teach people to start seeing people. You know, you could be the richest man or woman on earth, and you go into the swankiest restaurants, and you're walking there with a group. You're prepared to sponsor this entire group and show this group that you want to feed them for today. But as you walk through the door to your immediate right, there's a homeless guy.
Exactly.
So it's just certain things you need to.
That's what drew me to you guys. That you guys have compassion and you're passionate about the things that you do. I'm like. And she's setting all these people up. Like, for what? What's going on?
And see, but Cups Giving Hand is about all of these different programs where we can get people to see and know what compassion is. Because a lot of times, we just go through life, and if it didn't ever happen to us once, it's not really a concern to us.
Absolutely.
Or if you just bring it to somebody's attention, hey, this is what it is, or this is what it's not. Oh, I never knew that. You'd be surprised of some of the smallest things that we can just do, and it'll change somebody's life. It can actually get somebody off the ledge.
Gotcha. So with all these things going on, all these, we would like to call it down in New Orleans, all this stuff in the gumbo pot. You threw all this stuff in the gumbo pot, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Illinois location, because when you asking me to take over an entire company, I'm like, what's wrong with this lady, man? There's no structure here. How am I gonna make this shit work? I mean, but I did promise my brother, hey, I owed him a favor. You know what I'm saying? So like, let's see what's going on. So we're gonna get to it.
Okay.
But tell us about this next location. We're at one location. We're here in Missouri, but over in Illinois, Granite City,
Illinois.
Tell us about it. Just tell us about everything over there.
Well, it goes back to me, again, being young and having all these visions and ideas. Everything I actually said I would do as a child, I did it. Everything I told my family I would do, I did it. I would walk around and say, when I get older, I'm going to have a store.
Well, do me a favor for the folks that don't know you. Just give us a rundown of your resume, everything, all the businesses you formed, all the business that thrived under your watch. You're the ownership. Run down your resume for you.
Okay, now I gotta ask you something. I know who you are. It's Live with Trent. I mean, you get in the mud with stuff and you bring out certain emotions, but I'm just gonna ask you. Now, you want me to bring up all these ideas and how they got started and why they're not here today?
We're creating here a very we're creating a very trauma-free atmosphere. So everybody and everybody knows you're dealing with trauma.
Yeah.
Everyone dealing with trauma. If they say they're not dealing with trauma, they're delusional. Okay. But everything, just spit it out. Just say what you got to say. Just run down your resume, where you come from. How did you amass all these things, all these gifts, these blessings?
Let's start with the beginning here. What happened was I had grown up in a poverty family. My mom did the best she could. She had 11 kids, okay? But what was normal to us was eating out of a trash can, eating out the dumpster. We thought that stuff was normal, getting buckets of water out the neighbor's swimming pool. This was normal stuff. So when I got older and started getting out into life and into the world, I realized how different people were living.
Right.
And I said, okay, so the way we're living is not right.
Right.
This isn't a normal thing. And how, like, when you sit around as a kid and you're ear hustling with the grown up, but you knew better than to speak, and you're hearing different situations, and they always say, that family down the street, this family down the street. When I got out into the world, coming from where I came from, poor and doing just the nastiest stuff to survive, I realized we were the family down the street. Right. So I said, okay, I'm the family down the street. Now, what can you do about this? How can you break this generational curse? So I started saying, this is what I know I'm going to do. Those dreams, those imaginations that I've always had, I'm going to make it happen. I'm not going to be on Section 8, welfare, and all these government programs without having a plan. It was not meant to stay on there forever.
So I have to intervene for one quick second. So honestly, the nosiness in me had to come and see this shit for myself.
I knew it.
Because you were saying, I couldn't believe. I was like, so you telling me you amassed all this stuff and you come from where?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I knew
the nosiness in me. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this trip because I want to see what greatness looks like. I want to see what a hard worker looks like. I want to see what somebody who's actually pulling themselves out of the mud themselves. I want to see what that looks like myself. I want to experience that. I want to touch that. I want to see what it is.
Yeah.
I had to see to be. Then you're talking about. I mean, it's a whole bunch of stuff. I just had to see for myself, man. And I'll be honest with you, folks. I'm impressed. I'm impressed at this lady. I'm impressed the turbulent times that she went through, everything that she had to go through to get to that point. It's like, wow. So I called my brother. I was like, hey, I said, man, this shit is real. I was like, this lady is real. She's authentic. He's like, man, I say, yeah, she's real. Because I had to be honest with you, I had him on speed dial, even coming up here, because I'm like, I don't know if she's gonna stop us on the road and people gonna be waiting for me and they take me off. Because the first thing she said when she comes to my door, she knocks on the door and opened the door. First thing she said, Mr. Williams, I'm here to take you home. So I'm like, wait a minute. I was very uncomfortable. So I'm like, wait a minute, hold on a second. And I'm saying to myself, I said, I hope this lady stops saying this, because now I'm thinking, like, God, is this it? am I going? Is this it? Because when she said home, I'm thinking like, damn, I'm gonna die tomorrow, something. You know what I'm saying? Because this journey, you gotta have something else for me going on this journey. What is it? And she was adamant about it. She kept saying it throughout the trip. Mr. Williams, I'm taking you home. I was like, well, we just left home. She was like, nah, I'm taking you home. And you know, and I'm on another realm in life, so I'm thinking about some more other stuff that God has me on, and I'm like, come on, this is crazy. It's because I called my brother. I was like, hey, everything all good. We made it through Memphis. But I'm glad I brought that up. So the reason why I was so open to this opportunity, this thing that she asked me to do, I was in the hospital, right, in the rehabilitation center, blind, crippled up, can't get out the bed, no walking, no nothing. At that point, I was barely in a wheelchair. They would pick me up, dress me every day, take me to the gym to do my exercise, right? So there's one particular time I had some huge problems with my digestive system. My digestive system was bad. I could not pass anything. All the fluids they were trying to pump in me, try to get me going, the medicine, try to get me back, try to get me going. I was stopped up and I was in excruciating pain. I could not pass anything. I couldn't make a bowel movement. So I'm in the bed. It's in the middle of the night. I'm crying out. I'm in excruciating pain. Couldn't get any help, nothing. And I just asked God, I said, God, please don't leave me. Please do not leave me. In that moment, God gave me a vision of my mother. My mother had passed 6 months before that. My mother came down in wings. And she just laid me in her bosom. And she just wrapped arms around me. And God said, Trini, what are you talking about? I never left you. I've always loved you like I love David. All roads lead to Memphis. Contact Tammy. Tammy is a friend of mine who I built a platform. She always bring me in and out of Memphis, speaking at the University of Memphis, the U of M over there. I've spoken several times at her event, not several times, over the years, a ton of times. But I could not understand why he was saying all roads lead to Memphis. Contact them. I'm like, I couldn't understand this. Why is this happening? Why is he telling me to do these things? Why is he telling me, I'm not going to do this? So Tammy set up an interview with Fox News over in Memphis. And I kept declining. I'm not going to do this interview. I don't want. She was like, well, people need to see you. People need to know that you're okay. People need to know that you are still that guy. People don't want to know where you are, what you've been doing. I kept declining. I kept turning around. I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready to be seen on camera. And the stuff she was asking me to do, when I was broadcasting, there was no video. There was no vlogging. I've been doing this for a number of years. I created a massive following, all over the country, all over the world. I did not want people to see me in this paralytic state. I did not want anyone to see me like that. So he continued to say, all roads lead to Memphis. All roads lead to Memphis. You need to contact them. So after I got out of the hospital, I got my sight back. That night, when I cried out to him, the next day they came, they dressed me, got me down to the gym. The moment they opened those doors, my sight came back. I got my sight and my left eye, everything was recovered. And in this moment, we used to play volleyball all the time, right? Beach volleyball. All the people
in the classes?
Yeah, in the classes. So this one guy would always hit the ball. My left side, I couldn't move it. Now I'm actually moving, everything doing well. But this guy would hit the ball and he was always to my left side. He's tearing my ass up. Boom, boom, boom. Every day. And the man in me, the animal in me, the lion in me, I wanted to get up and kick his ass. But I couldn't. I could not move. But that particular day, when I got that sight back, that particular day, so when I got there, rolled me up to the bar, and they started with hitting with the volleyball. So I told the guy, say, listen, let's just call him John for lack of a better name. But
you're horrible,
John, who he is. So John, I said, it's about to be a problem. He said, why? I said, because I can see your ass.
Oh.
And I started hitting him. I started tearing him over that ball, right? So when I felt so good. And then I made the call to Tammy. After I got to my room, I'm talking to Tammy from my room, still in the hospital. So Tammy was like, okay, well, we're gonna do this, and you need to start podcasting. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I said, yeah, you're gonna podcast, you're gonna video, you're gonna do everything. So Tammy became my life coach. My friend who was a life coach all the time, we travel together, do this thing together. But she became my life coach. And now it started, all cylinders started hitting on all cylinders. All roads lead through Memphis. Now this platform is going to be aired in 200 countries through Memphis. You guys hear what I'm saying? This platform is being built. It's going to go into 200 countries. The conversation with Trent will be in 200 countries. Cups Couch going to be in 200 countries. So that's the news that I've been holding for you guys all this time. She didn't even know this, but it's going to be in over 200 countries. It's going to be, hey, you got a Fire Stick, you have a Roku stick, Cups Couch, Conversation with Trent, in the comfort of your living room.
Right. All right.
She didn't know this until today. So you said you want a podcast? This is a podcast. 200 countries going to see this, your family, 200 countries. And they're also having a podcast with folks. There's another podcast room over here that's still under construction.
In Granite City.
No, there's a podcast room here.
Oh, yeah.
Podcast room here, and one out on the porch where Cup's going to be doing.
Oh, I mean to make people comfortable, because the whole thing is when they come in, the first, not talking about Granite City, I'm talking about this Missouri location.
Gotcha.
When they first come in on that back porch, I want them to immediately let their guards down. Exactly. So that's why it was so important for me to set that back porch up the way it is, because here recently I put on Facebook that I'll be having on the couch with Cup segments. So you come on in here and you sit down.
Here's another thing. I gotta say this because this whole experience has been the trip for me, right? So I get in. So I was like, it's at the Missouri one location. It's in the hood where it's all good.
That's right.
And I'm about my bougie ass. I'm down at the Hyatt Regency, down at the Hyatt down by the Arch and all this other stuff. I could not let her show me up like that. Wait, hold on a second. Wait a minute.
Come get it out the mud.
I'm gonna get it out the mud. What you said? What you talking about? Me and my dog. Literally, Kobe's here with me. Kobe's getting treated like royalty right now.
Show you right.
Like
Show
royalty.
Right.
Kobe has a huge backyard. He's loving it.
It ain't a game for me.
I was like, hey, it's like, at the Hyatt, yeah, it's cool. It's over there. Me and Kobe, mochas and all this other bullshit. It's cool and everything, but I wanted to get down to where the people are, straight up where the people at. That's where the energy is.
That's right.
This is what I want. This is where the energy is.
Because that's who we're trying to heal.
Exactly. What's your slogan? What's your slogan? We are who we what?
We are who we say we are. Can you read it? Look, we are who we say we are. Podcasting and beyond.
I love it.
It's not a game. Innovative, all-inclusive, newsworthy platform for the people. It's not a game. Everything we put up back here behind our head is exactly what we're gonna live up to.
That's what I'm talking about. So the thing about it, like I said, this is why once I understood all roads led through Memphis, as we were coming this way, it didn't dawn on me until we passed through Memphis. So I'm calling Tammy. I'm like, yo, I'm passing through Memphis, and I'm like,
but check it.
I'm reminded
from St. Louis to New Orleans, you gotta hit Memphis.
Gotta go through Memphis. So I'm like. this is what he's telling me all this time. All roads lead to
Okay.
Memphis.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, let me go and turn it up for this lady. Man. Let me turn it up real quick for her and ask her everything that she's asking me for. Everything that she's asking, everything that she needs from me. I've been there before. I've done this. I still have that platform. Everything. Here's the crazy thing. My biggest arch nemesis, is that a word, Daniel? Arch nemesis, is that the word? My biggest arch nemesis is the one who actually bigged me up for her. I'm like, wait a minute.
The bridge over troubled water.
Is he trying to set me up? Is he trying to get? Wait a minute. Is he trying to get this?
We just gonna refer to him.
Yeah,
as
is
the
he
bridge
trying to
over
get?
troubled
Is he
water.
really trying to get these policies? He's trying to knock me off or something? What's going on with this? This is a new person. Like this is a new person. I mean, we have business together, everything, and I just all roads led through Memphis, and the one person who set this up and partially sponsored this stuff, Black Lightning Trucking. I couldn't understand. I could not get this. I'm like, this is too much for me. But when I found out that he was the one that was, he said, "Well, your brother said I need you." I'm like, "What brother?"
Yeah.
My brother gone.
Yeah.
She's like, "No, your other brother." I was like, "Are you sure?
Couldn't believe it.
Are you absolutely sure?" She was like, "Yeah." But honestly, that relationship is completely repaired, and we loving up on each other, on one another. And at this point, we're all we have.
And see, that's another thing with the cups given hand.
Yeah.
We're not just in here to be a simple nonprofit.
Exactly.
We're touching every area of your life. Everything that affected myself as the founder, everything that affected Mr. Williams, we're coming for all that. We're cleaning up the neighborhoods. We're getting that young man ready for jobs.
Let's talk about the program that we're bringing out to Holly Grove. To the 17th ward. We'll be in the 17th ward. It'll
Next
be toward
year.
the latter part of the year, the early part of next year, because we still have some stuff to do here. Like the gas card giveaway here in November. I got my schedule going crazy.
Turkey giveaway. I mean, it's so much.
There's a whole bunch of stuff. So
It's a whole
we're gonna be in
situation.
Granite City doing turkey giveaway, the gas card on both sides of River Hill, Lord, and it's St. Louis, Missouri. But in Holly Grove, we're coming to Holly Grove, and tell us about that program, the cleanup program.
Okay, that's again, it's a program under Cups Given Hand, and my target was the young men. I wanted the young men to know that they have a role in society and as heads of their families.
I think we got some comments here for a second. Normally, Shannon's actually working his board. Shannon actually was in New York yesterday and couldn't make it out here to Missouri because she's on business in New York. I think she's back in Atlanta now. But let's get to
But
some of
don't
this stuff
let
here.
just hold on before you go to those comments.
Can you read this stuff? Because I can't read.
No, I can't. I don't
Or
have
maybe we can get
to-
Danielle up here.
Not yet, but hey, don't forget now, you took me off that square. We said earlier that everything is in my head scrambled, so he's got to remember to put me back on that square
I got you.
about that program.
Let's get to some of these. Daniel, you want to squeeze in here real quick to get some of these comments? Because I
It
can't.
just says good evening from Alvin Williams Jr. Good evening.
Oh, that's Al Sal.
Okay, and then it looks like Michelle said, "Hey,
We
Trent."
can't hear you.
Okay,
You want to squeeze in so we can get to these comments real quick?
you want me to
I don't
scoot over by you?
Yeah, we can squeeze. Let's move it. Get this thing going. Here.
Oh, she's got my pillow.
Somebody just read them.
Can you read those?
I know I'm blind too, right?
Oh, this is my. I just want to hold on for a second. Can I introduce who she is?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. This is my Chief Operating Officer, Danielle
Hello.
Carter. Say hello to the people.
Hello,
Look at
hello,
that.
people. Hello.
Like I say, nobody on the platform that I picked had any experience, because that's one of the first things you asked, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what am I going to be doing?
Mm-hmm.
So now we got her over here. She had no idea that this character here would pull her onto the couch just to ask her to read that.
What?
He just wants to pull me in, but it's okay.
He's talking about, I knew he was going to drag this, and he's not done with me.
Not at all. So you can get to the Tammy Gators, the young lady that I was actually speaking
In
of.
Memphis.
That's Memphis. That's Tammy.
Hi, Tammy.
What did Tammy say?
All right. It looks like Tammy said, I logged on just as you spoke my name. How awesome. All glory to God.
All right, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Tammy.
Richard said, I had a stroke in 2020. Yeah, all glory to God.
Rich McLean out of Pontiac, Michigan. What up, Rich?
And he says, my brother and I am so happy for you. I'm sorry, my brother, I am so happy for you.
It means a lot, Richard. I love you, brother.
Thank you so much.
And Tammy says, amen to helping people with getting with letting their guard down.
And that's exactly, and see, now that's a good point she just made, because that's exactly what.
That's also Michelle. Actually, that's my executive assistant, Michelle, out of Chicago. Michelle out of Chicago. Hey, Trent.
Ain't that something? Just unscripted, she said that. So, I mean, we have people.
Well, where you going? You scared of the camera? You scared of the camera? There she comes back. There you go. Good
Okay.
stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. What's up? What else here?
Oh my.
What else we got here? Oh, Martine out of that's my favorite Detroit. What did she say?
Okay, well, first.
I chimed in late.
Okay.
What's the topic?
Oh, no topic. I'm over here in St. Louis, Missouri, launching a Cubs Couch podcast. And we got that's a lot of stuff I didn't talk about on my platform because I want to surprise everybody with the things that I'm actually doing, the different business ventures I'm doing. And I'm over here in St. Louis launching another podcast for Cubs. Good stuff.
I was just handed a note.
Is that right?
Okay.
Oh, she wants you to read that.
Oh my goodness. Goodness, really? Mercy, man, I'm just so surprised.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Let's get back. Let's get back to. So you want to finish off with your program?
Oh no! What was I saying? I'm blushing now. Well, go ahead. Okay.
You want to get back to your program about Illinois? What are we doing in Illinois?
I just drew a blank. Okay, yeah. So, no, we weren't talking about that. We were talking about the program for the young men.
Right. Down in Hollywood. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so my main thing was with the nonprofit part was getting these men to see how important their role was in not just society, but in their families and especially as heads. So this particular program for Holly Grove, we're coming to clean the men up, getting them ready for jobs, drug programs, cleaning them up from alcohol, and just everything that's going to lift them up and encourage them to get them ready.
Ladies and gentlemen,
productive.
for my viewers out in New Orleans, when she talked about this program, right, she was like, "Well, I want to go to the hood
Where it's all good.
Let me tell you something. I said the hood ain't no hood like Holly Grove. So we're gonna bring this to the mayor of Holly Grove. We're gonna bring this to T Mac. We're gonna bring this to Mac over in Holly Grove where they open up. We're gonna do actually Four Horsemen Catering. We're gonna cater the entire event. So we'll have the house out wings. We'll have Chef Black Lightning himself to come off the truck to cater the entire event. So that's what we're gonna donate. So Four Horsemen Catering is gonna donate the entire thing for Cubs Giving Hands in Holly Grove. So we're gonna do this thing in Holly Grove, and we're gonna clean these guys up and help them out to fill out applications.
That's right.
Get them some clothes and get them clothes together and all that good stuff, and help these men get jobs and to move on to a better life.
That's right. And passing out care packages and the whole 9 yards.
Exactly. And why we chose Holly Grove? Because Holly Grove is a lost, like the guy says, like he says all the time. It's the town of good for nothingness. The town of for nothingness. And I'm actually challenging them on that. It's not a town of for nothingness. They just haven't had someone come in to give them a helping hand. So we're going to be in there. The Four Horsemen will be there. Four Horsemen Catering will be there, along with Cubs Giving Hands to help these guys and get these haircuts going and all that good stuff. And we'll be in Holly Grove. That's 17 Wall for those in New Orleans. know exactly what I'm talking about. So we're going straight to the hood.
Cubs Couch, see you, Holly Grove. We coming for you.
There you go.
We're gonna do some
So
healing.
how did you come up with this whole thing? I thought it was a wonderful idea, man.
It goes back to, like I said, my personal experience. A lot of times people go through life thinking that they're by themselves, but that don't nobody see them. And you have people. It's so important. Have you ever heard that saying? Is give people their flowers while they're living.
Right.
Don't wait till they laid out. And now here you come, got all these flowers, all these accolades, you standing up saying so much stuff about, show me while I'm here. And I want people, not just in Hollywood, but all around the world, the country. I see you. And that's the point of that program. People need to know that there's somebody out here to see them. And I'm going to give you a good example. I won't mention the company, but I was with a company and the owner seen me and I didn't know that he seen me,
Right.
But this particular guy seen me and he seen something in me and asked me to do a movie. Asked me to do a movie for him. And I'm like, man, I didn't even know this particular person was who he was until he mentioned his movie. And I'm like, that's who you are,
Right.
So you just never know who's watching you and why they're watching you. And Cubs Couch have a slogan.
What's that slogan?
Pay attention like you're in training. Step like somebody's watching you at all times.
Absolutely.
Because they are.
So again, why me for this job? Why do you think I can deliver what you say I could deliver?
I'm going to tell you why. Because this was long before I even, I'm not tech savvy. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, not at all. I'm trying to get this woman getting an iPhone because
Okay.
I still cringe when she texts me and it doesn't turn blue. So.
Still have my VHS. Still have my portable DVD player. Yeah, I'm about that life.
Yeah.
I'm about that life with 3, what do they call them? Fire sticks in the drawer, unopened.
That's crazy.
Not even thinking about it. But I knew that I needed you. I knew that this foundation needed you. It was just too much going on. All these things that I had created, and they fell by the wayside. One, because of the alcohol.
Exactly.
I spent years and years drinking like a fish out of water. One, because of the alcohol, and 2 was because I said, you know what? I'm not getting out this truck because I struggled so hard to get in that truck. Because I came from such a ratchet place.
Exactly.
So I said, you know what? I'm not giving that truck up. I should be able to do everything I want to do sitting from the seat of this truck. And that's exactly what I'm going to do.
I believe so much in you. I decided to, and we talked about this already, but the audience don't know. The actual Some Call Me project that my ex-wife and I formed while I was still in the hospital. To give that program to you, to your organization, because who better to go into these corporate meetings than a person with disability, a different ability.
That part.
A person with a different ability to go into these different corporations and get these donations.
Yeah, and see, that was the whole thing. Because when I spoke to you, I'm speaking to you on the phone. I can't see that you're paralyzed. I can't see that you were blind at some point. I'm telling you, the minute I started speaking to you, and I don't know what it was, you have a way of finessing somebody.
That's the big word. That's the big word.
Well, you have a way of finessing somebody and calming them to where you get them to do what you want them to do without telling them that they're doing it.
So are you admitting on live?
No, because I don't want to give you that $1.
I want that $1.50.
No.
I want that $1.50. Did you just admit to these people that I did the impossible? Did you just admit to these people I did the impossible? Can I have my $1.50, man?
Oh my goodness! If I got to give it to you,
It was a wager that was placed. So as I'm going through the structure of her company and whatnot, all this stuff, I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll revisit this. We'll go this way. We'll do this. So there was one particular person. That person will go nameless. I'm not going to mention her name.
Yeah, I'll do it.
But it was told to me that I wouldn't be able to have a conversation with her, get exactly what I need. And I bet her $1.50. that I would get exactly what I want.
You love me?
So me being me, I had a conversation. Danielle, did I get exactly what I wanted?
What was it that you wanted?
What you did?
Exactly
Paperwork.
what you did. I said, what you doing?
Yeah. So the whole thing is that the more I was speaking to this stranger, somebody that I didn't know, I kept saying, wait a minute, he's unscrambling this. He's making me feel like that. This is the person in the hallway. But here's the big trick. How do you finesse this man to come and do what you want him to do?
So you mean to tell me the finesse became the finesse?
Okay. I said, so how do you pull him into this and make him do what you want him to do?
Because you got my dumb ass down the highway and I didn't even know you.
That's it. I said, how do you do it? Man, I was so apprehensive when I said it. That's why the first time I told you that, hey, I need you to be the CEO and the CFO for Fat Cat Entertainment.
Right.
And he's like, whoa. I thought you had a podcast and it was called Cups Couch. I said, yeah. But Fat Cat Entertainment housed that. You know, you have all these things up under that. So I said, no. I don't want you to be the CEO of Cups Couch. I need you to run Fat Cat Entertainment.
And my first response, I said, what'd you say? Let me call you back. Let me talk to my brother real quick. Let me see who's punking who right here. Let me see what's going on here. But it's my honor, man. It's my honor to assist you, to serve you. It's my honor to be of service to you guys and to help you guys along the way. And your hospitality is phenomenal. Everything is wonderful. All the way to the way you treat my dog. You know, Kobe loves you, and Kobe's happy. I don't think Kobe wants to leave, but we're gonna have to go at some point. But this is good. The hospital, I'm honored. I'm flattered that you would choose me to do these things, to carry this load, and I'm gonna carry that with all honor. I guarantee you, it's gonna be very effective. Again, you're gonna be broadcast 200 countries.
Mm-hmm. And see, it goes back to that I See You program. I brought this to a lot of people, but it was not meant for them to be where you're sitting right now, because it wasn't God's plan. It wasn't written. You know what I mean? And no matter what, they were not the man in the hallway. My husband was not the man in the hallway. So, you know, everything is as it should have been, and everything went the way it was supposed to go.
I appreciate
With much respect to everybody that didn't see the vision when I brought it to them. Much respect to all of them, because this is what it was supposed to be. And the reason that I know that was when the pastor came in and was looking at you like, I know this guy.
That wasn't that.
Hey,
I didn't tell you that.
Mercy.
Oh, were you still?
That was mind blowing. That was mind blowing.
The pastor that came, right? So we were at dinner. We was at dinner and she called. So I was like, okay, I'm coming. So she waited. So when we got back, we're going. I was like, hey, nice to meet you guys, whatever. So I'm sitting down. So I get to her and I kept looking at this lady. I was like, damn, she looks so familiar. She looks so familiar.
But he thought it was somebody out of his past. I thought it was somebody from my past.
I got such a checkered past. So I'm like, I hope that I didn't run through this woman at some point on the road. I didn't know. So as I look, I said, you look so familiar. After several hours, I was like, you look so familiar. I said, where are you from? She said, well, I used to work up at Warner Chapel in LA. I said, Warner Chapel? She said, yeah, but she said, then I took a job over at LaFace. I said, I saw you in the hallway. Okay. So she was like, I said, what, and I'm going to say exactly how I'm going to say it, because he know me and I know him. I said, let me ask you something, Pastor. So she was like, what is that? I said, can I say this without you being upset? She said, go ahead and say it. I said, what thieving ass Brian Reed at? So she started laughing. So I started asking about Shanti Dawson. Then she was like, oh my God, that's Trent. But we knew each other. And this is her pastor. I didn't know this. I spoke with this lady on the phone. We had conference calls, all that stuff. It still didn't click. I never knew her name. I always saw her in the hallway. Always ran by me in the hallway. And she was actually in the publishing department. She was in the royalties in the publishing department. And that's how I knew her. I was looking for my royalty checks. Every last one of them.
Well, everything just keep coming back to that hallway, that woman in the hallway, that man in the hallway.
Exactly. So when I was like, how did you guys meet? She was like, well, that's my pastor. Tell them about the story with the pastor, how you choose her to be the CEO over that.
In Granite City. Well, what happened was, I was just low. You know, my kids had gotten murdered like 6 months apart.
Right.
And the youngest, which is also under Cups Giving Hand Justice for Josie, she was murdered at the store in St. Louis, and that was the reason why that store was shut down. So I fled St. Louis, and I went straight to Granite City, Illinois. Okay. And so when I went to Granite City, Illinois, you know, my spirit, my energy, everything was just so out of whack. And a friend of mine came to me and she said, I need you to go to church. I was like, oh, here we go. But I'm such a rascal on that road. You hear me? I said, you realize I'm not an angel. See, at the time I wasn't married.
Right.
So, you know, I was in the streets. I was doing what I do. Right. You know, grown woman stuff. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
I got it.
So I was like, girl, you know, after these kids got murdered, I didn't drink. It stopped me from drinking, but I'm still in the world. So I said, no, I don't need to be in church. You know, the minute I walk in, I might blow up on contact. You know, I just didn't want to go to church. She said, no, you need to go to church, you know, because your energy. She said, I need you to go to this church. And I had put it off for so long. And so I finally committed to it. I said, okay, because I'm not all this religious stuff.
Now keep in mind, follow the story, folks. This is the same pastor who I knew years ago.
Yeah, I'm going to link y'all up.
I was like 17, 18 years old looking for these royalty checks.
So I said, okay, I'm going to go. I get up and I go to this church. And, you know, I pull on the street. I immediately was attracted to the vibe and everything of the church. Right. So as soon as I walked into the church, Vicky was her name, Vicky Gilmore. I never forget it. And she said, hey, welcome. So glad you're finally here. I said, okay, maybe my friend had told them about everything. You know, maybe my friend had told them that I was coming, okay? And so I go in there and I sit down because, I was really suicidal after those kids, after all that happened. I was suicidal. So I go in there and I sit down and I'm receiving the word and I spotted this woman. So I said, hey, don't forget your visions. Don't forget what you're getting ready to do. And don't forget who you need. She's not a man. She's not going to be the man in the hallway, but don't forget this platform. Right. So I said, I'm going to come back to church. And I kept coming back and I kept coming back. And Sunday after Sunday after Sunday, I don't see my friend who told me to go to church. Right, so I said, look at this heifer. You know, she invited me to come to the church, but she don't come herself. And so finally, I got on the blower. And I said, hey, girl, what's up? You know, you rushing me to come to church, but you don't never come to church. Right. And she said, I go to church every Sunday. So I said, I'll never see you there. That ain't my church.
Wow.
So you see, I was meant to get to that church to get to Pastor Thea.
So fast forward to last night.
So I have been watching her for years because I knew I wanted her to come in here, but she never knew I was watching her. Right. So I finally talked to her and she agreed to do this thing. And she came on in, and it was just a coincidence that I met her that way and didn't know you when I met her. Right. But you two knew each other. So when you two came into this situation, I said, see, this is written. This is exactly what it was supposed to be. Exactly. It's not by coincidence that this particular friend leads me to that church that she don't go to meet this particular woman that needed to be here last night to meet you, who you already knew.
And that's the crazy thing. It's so funny how this thing is lined up. This is so funny how it lined up because I've been knowing this lady for years. I'm talking about, I was 17, 18 years old. She was in the urology department at Chapel Warner. Then moved over to LaFace. I've been knowing this lady for a number of years. And I kept looking at this lady. I'm like, I know you from somewhere. But I was so embarrassed because, I had to check a password being with females. So, I didn't want to say anything, but something just kept eating at me. I was like, I got to know who this person is, man.
Thank you.
It's like, I got to know who this person is. So I could not believe that the lady that found me and the man in the hallway knew the lady that I knew from
that is amazing.
Warner Chapel all those years over at LaFace. And I'm like,
that is amazing in itself.
That was amazing.
That was amazing in itself.
So that goes to show you folks how when you're on the journey of life, man, God's gonna connect those dots for you. You just gotta keep on moving.
That's it. And see, the particular studio that we have over in Granite City, she's doing a segment over there called Stepping Out on Faith.
Exactly.
She was meant to run that place over there and be over there. And I just know she's going to shine like the star that she is.
Like I told
I cannot wait to get that together for her.
Make sure I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure that her voice get heard in those 200 countries.
That's it.
Because let's just be honest here. We're gonna get transparent in a minute. This entire walk of mine has been nothing on but faith. Everything that I've done has been on faith. The entire time I was going through that recovery, I'm still going through recovery. I'm in medical. I just transitioned from therapy to medical fitness. It's just a different form of it. But I have not suffered not one time. I know folks look at me and they see the videos I put out. I got over 10,000 hours of footage, over 2.5 years of footage that I was asked to record and do. It's gonna turn into a documentary and everything. All this stuff gonna tie into Cups in the end, every bit of it. But when we talk about faith, man, I walked off of faith, complete faith. I would not be denied. I wanted to walk again. I wanted to see again. And I wanted to speak again. At some point, I couldn't even speak. But it was so important for me to have a speech therapist and everything. And they would ask me, though, why are you not worried about your hand? And I said, I could deal with the hand, but I need therapy on my speech. This is how I make a living. This is what I do. This is my passion. I conversate for a living. I wanted to speak again properly. I was hell-bent on speaking again. I was completely on faith. So meeting this woman was completely on faith.
And that's why it's so important for her segment over there in Granite City, because again, it's podcasting and beyond. That I See You program is so tied into her Walking on Faith program.
Absolutely.
Everything is like the nerves in your body, how everything is intricately connected. That's how Cups Couch is.
Exactly.
Cups Couch is connected to everything that I ever developed in my head, because Cups Giving Hand is going to come in there and say, hey, this family was burned out. We're going to send you to Your Family Thrift.
Another thing she threw in my lap. But go ahead. Tell the folks about Your Family Thrift. And actually, a shameless plug for Al Sal's. Al Sal's products will be in Your Family Thrift.
Oh, I'm excited about that.
In October.
I'm excited about that.
That's where his products are going to land right there in Illinois. Your Family Thrift, powered by the Four Horsemen.
Yeah. Go ahead. Okay, so Your Family Thrift is the one in Granite City is actually the second one. The first Your Family Thrift was in St. Louis, is where we had that horrible mishap with my granddaughter, my first grandchild. Right. My grandchild was killed at the store. And in that store, this was before I connected it with the nonprofit. Right. We made sure the point of that store was, you know how when you go into certain type of stores, I won't mention the name, the prices are through the roof. Right. So I knew that I wanted quality items in there. I knew I wanted new and used items in there. Right. And I knew that I wanted it affordable for people. And so that's what we did long before I tied it into the Cups Couch. So people could come in there, they could get donations, they can get school supplies, they can get beauty supplies, and they could get it either, like I said, donated it to them or for pennies on the dollar.
Right.
And now with the store coming again in Granite City, Illinois, along with the studio right next door, we're getting ready to cut up.
It's gonna
We're
be
getting ready to
something
cut up.
amazing. That's gonna be something amazing. I think.
And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to be giving that stuff away. If you get people that can't
You know
afford
what's so
that
funny?
stuff.
What I love about you, you have such a giving spirit. Sometimes, and actually coming in and taking over the helms of this entire conglomerate. I'm like, hey, you sure you want me to do this for you? She was like, yeah. I said, well, in the end, you're going to call me an asshole.
And I did.
It's like all that frivolous stuff. We're not about to do all that. But I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one with a harsh tongue.
But do you see the whole point of me saying that it's podcasting and beyond? I wanted people, like I said, I wanted to be the first in line to do it, and I am. The line is going to form behind me because I knew that it wasn't just about a podcast show. I knew that it wasn't just about a reality show. I wanted to set this platform up to where people would tune in from all over the world to say, what are they doing now? Are they in the studio room with the headsets? Are they on the purple couch? Are they on the turquoise back porch?
But
are
honestly, my job is to make sure that this lady just don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, because this lady gives away everything.
And that is because you can't take it with you. Because you can't take it with you.
We can't be doing all that.
I say enjoy it, and it is such a good feeling when you can serve.
Hey,
you're supposed to be serving. That's the whole purpose of life. You're supposed to be serving.
Once I tell the folks, once I say, yeah, I'll take it, and I'll go forward with it. But I think you were kind of sorry that you did that once I started waking up at 5 a.m.
I wanted to read you your rights on several occasions, but I knew that you were the man in the hallway. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go on and do this because, I know what he's here for. And this platform is not about Buttercup. This platform is not about Fat Cat.
Exactly.
You have to do what you have to do to make this thing happen because somebody, not just one person, but several people are waiting on you. Exactly. People are needing some healing. So when that man say jump, I'm saying how high. But I'm going to read him his rights as I'm coming down because I feel some type of way about that.
Here's the thing.
Do not wake me up at 5 o'clock talking about I need that notebook.
Hey, if you asked me to do something for you, so I need the tools. I need these tools to get things going.
I feel some type of way about that.
So here's the thing with me. Everybody that knows me know that I meditate and pray 5:15 every morning.
He meditate at 5:15, not Fat Cat, not Buttercup.
Buttercup gonna move.
I sure did. I got on up.
We gotta get it.
Some type of way. What I say? Okay, let me call you back. Click. I was like, oh, I missed the days of when you can slam that receiver in the cradle. I wish I could have done that on.
And here's the crazy thing. So when she finally gets to me, right? So Kobe's on the whole 5:15 thing too. So we're getting up. Kobe's up, ready. We ready to go. We ready. She's like, damn, you got the dog on the schedule. Like, yeah, we got to get up. We got to move. We got things to do.
Making me sick on purpose, man. I feel some type of way about that.
That's how purpose works, though.
Yeah, that's why I got on up and I did it. I got on up and I got to
get it going. But this is a wonderful one. I'm honored. Again, I'm honored. It's my honor to join you on this journey, to continue this journey. And I'm very appreciative, very appreciative. I appreciate your hospitality. I appreciate your warmthness. I appreciate your love, not only for me, but for my dog. Travel with me as well, because everybody knows that Kobe has to come along with me because of the condition. But I'm speechless at this point.
Well, I wanted to, and I think I spoke with you about this before. With this particular platform, we have a membership associated with it.
Do tell.
Okay, and that membership has different types of perks, different type of programs. When we go on field trips, your membership is going to come with a, what do you call it? Initial jewelry package. If you go on a bus trip.
I think it's too much, but go ahead.
I want to show you that I appreciate you. So, you know, when you become a member of Cups Couch, you're becoming a member of the entire platform. And I know he's the boss, okay? But I wanted people, if you go with us on the road.
Cut down on the jury, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to cut down on the jury.
No, we ain't either. Because, see, that jury is advertising, see? When you go down there, we go on these road trips, I want people to ask about, hey, what's that on that necklace? What does that necklace mean? What does that ring mean?
Y'all gonna get a nugget ring that's gonna be send you home with a doggy bag.
Now, if anybody know Buttercup, and you know how I do my things, and you know how I organize things,
Well,
and how I pay
now,
attention
you just said this is not about Buttercup.
but okay, it's not. But if you know how I pay attention to detail, you know I don't do anything raggedy. We're not coming with just no ring. It's just not gonna happen.
Nugget ring with a half a dime.
Okay. But the whole thing is that we wanted for people to see that you're coming into a whole situation with Cups Couch, being
It's
umbrella under. It is, because you're going to be a part of so many things. You're going to be, you know, a part of a whole corporation that's out here improving the world. We're changing the world. This is not your average podcast. This will not be your average talk show. People are going, like I keep saying it, and I cannot stress it enough. They're going to want to be a part of us. They're going to want to.
You know what, though?
Come on with it. I can tell he's getting ready to be on some bull jive because the way he just turned away and started talking. Come on with it. I'm ready.
So nervous before I turn this mic hot.
I'm about that life right now, so come on.
Now, to say that you know what I'm saying, you were so nervous.
I am nervous because I know you.
Hold my hand, Trent. Wait a minute. Oh, wait.
Because I know that he's going to take me down through there and bring some stuff out, you know, because I had no intention on talking about everything that was scrambled in my head. Because
the people need to see your greatness, man. The people need to, when you told me this stuff.
But do you know why? Because I was like, I didn't want them to say, hey, how'd you just going to dump all of this into this man's life, from the cleaning company to
all
the
the
real
stuff
estate.
I've gone through, you're going to put all this on me.
See?
All the stuff I've gone through. And first of all, I thought it was a setup, because my brother was like, I said, hey man, what are you trying to do to me? You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure this out, and you know, all this, the tragedy after tragedy, and I don't understand, but no, I'm just
like I know you would. But like I say, I was very apprehensive because I said, and you can tell him all you want about the podcast platform, but what's he gonna do when he
let's be clear. I always come with a plan. So there's a whole bunch of responsibilities.
You didn't have a plan because you didn't know that Fat Cat Entertainment had all those entities.
I come up with a plan once she threw all this stuff in my lap. I went through her little organizational chart to see exactly who's going to be what and who's going to be who and all this other stuff. And I chose somebody actually to ride along to see if she's going to do it. She said she's going to give me that soft yes. It's going to be a soft yes. And actually, she's doing the work, not even knowing that she's already given me the soft yes. She hasn't verbalized it, but soft yes. She's sitting over there now with the soft yes. And it's very appreciated. Everything, even down to the change of paper.
Couldn't care less about it.
I knew she was going to say that.
Absolutely could not.
I knew she was going to say that. I knew she was going to say that. It's all good. It's all good.
Oh, my niece is so cute. And look how she said it. She's like,
you can't just leave me out there like
read him his rights later for me. You do that for me, okay? All right.
It's all good.
Right.
It's all good.
So that Cups Giving Hand, from everything that I sent you under Fat Cat Entertainment, is tied. I know it, and you got it. You got this. I know you got it. So everything under Fat Cat Entertainment is directly tied into Cups Giving Hand. Because every business under there, from Unique Limo to the cleaning, you know, remember how back in the day when, how old are you again, young man?
I'm holding on 20.
I can dig it. Okay, so back in the day when I was a youngin', the police officers, and it's not putting them down because I love my men and women in blue, but they would do things like, if that elderly person couldn't get to the curb, they bring the trash cans up to them.
Exactly.
Remember when there was a time?
Yeah.
Okay. So now they got so many other worries of the world. But Cups Giving Hand is here too to pick up some of that slack.
Absolutely.
So if we can get these people into neighborhoods and having them clean up the neighborhoods and be what used to be back in the day, help somebody out. That person can't get out there. I don't even know if people even still hang clothes on the line anymore. But I'm telling you, when I was a kid, I can remember when the police officers came into the neighborhoods and they did that. But now Cups Giving Hand is going to be getting these men and women that changing their mindset.
Exactly. That's what I'm actually excited about. I'm about the service, man. Actually, going through all these different tragedies I've gone through throughout my life, and my brothers as well. And now we're in the service mode. Taurus and I, along with Alvin, we're in the service mode. How can we be of service?
Yes.
And I know a lot of folks are saying, damn, you guys about service now? Yes,
that's
service. It's about what can we do for others?
That's right.
Like I told my brothers,
we're supposed to be serving.
Exactly. Once I accepted this position, I called my brother. I told my brother, I said, we've suffered enough.
That's it.
We've suffered enough. Now it's time to just move forward. And when I say we suffered enough, we've had some tremendous loss, and we suffered enough.
Yeah, Cups Giving Hand is going to send priority cleaning into the neighborhoods, which is under Fat Cat Entertainment again.
It's another job she got. I think it's Jamaican.
Oh,
I feel like a Jamaican right now. This lady done put like 25 different hats on my head. That's why I'm trying to give 15 of those hats to Danielle. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel like a Jamaican, but we're going to get it done. We're going to get it done. Eat some curry chicken, organic curry chicken, that is. And we'll get it done. We'll get it done.
Cups Giving Hand, like I said, we're coming. We're coming for the world, and we're gonna send so many programs that Fat Cat Entertainment is responsible for. We're gonna send those things out into the world and let people use it.
That's good stuff.
Because here we are with service.
Good stuff here. So I think I'm kind of hungry now, so we're gonna sign off for now, but we'll be back.
So you're not done with me yet. You're trying to pull something.
First of all, Miss Do It All, you got this thing going on for 3 days. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and you have people outside this door waiting to be interviewed.
I'm gonna have to take a break right now.
They want to win that 55-inch screen TV. Let me just say this real quick, ladies and gentlemen. If you come down to 9918 Halls Ferry, St. Louis, Missouri, get an interview with Trent Williams here, you qualify for a 55-inch screen TV. That's one of the bigger prizes that we have.
And they need to tell me about the 7. What's the meaning behind number 7? It's been 7 years since I did this. So what's the meaning behind number 7? And they got actually wonderful capacity that they can choose from. Female or male, by the way.
Yes, and then so we have some trinkets down here and things to give away. So
she's saying trinkets, but they have like watches and jewelry and stuff like this. This lady's crazy. Crazy.
I am not. I'm a server. I like to serve.
So you just gonna give somebody this watch?
Show you right.
Oh, he's just gonna give somebody this ring?
Show you right.
I'm looking for the price tag. You know what I'm saying?
Remember, Cups Couch has membership. Cups Couch have perks. So these are just some of the perks, you know. I didn't know if I told you, but I used to do this thing called Niece and Nephew Appreciation Day.
Nice. So you told me so much, but go ahead.
Okay, so when we did that, we had a gift table set up similar to this, and man, it was just such an awesome time. And it goes back to what we're doing with the I See You program.
Right.
I wanted my nieces and nephews to know we got Mother's Day, we got Father's Day. Niece nephew appreciation day was a real thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I call her Menace of Giving. She's a menace.
I know I'm a menace of serving and appreciating and showing people that I see them. That program right there is so important. I see you, niece. I see you, nephew. I want people to know.
Give me some Mediterranean food. Can I get some Mediterranean food?
You just had that. So the thing is just letting people know while they're here that, hey, I see you and I appreciate you.
So ladies and gentlemen, Cup Scotch is with the soft open head. We got hot dogs outside, some
hot dogs, chicken, hamburger, spaghetti. Oh, I love that
that good
spaghetti. Mercy,
Come
man.
on,
As
they
a
got
matter
a
of
nice 55-inch screen TV here that she's giving away. We could have put a price tag of like $100 or something like that, but no, we're gonna give it to the people.
absolutely, that's right.
That's just
That's
cool.
right. And
So just come down. Just all you have to do is sit down and have a conversation with me for a minute, and your name goes into the raffle.
and we're drawing it for Sunday.
Drawing it for Sunday.
Oh, and check it out. We're doing the same thing. I decided on a 55-inch for Granite City also.
So I should decide that without talking to me.
I'm about
You're not
to
dating.
Some people don't understand the chain of commands. I'll tell you.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this is supposed to be a board meeting between me, you, Danielle, and all these other. I mean, come on, for real. How you just don't do that? I mean,
Well, I do know this. It's going to be a TV and it won't be smaller than a 55-inch because I already said it from my mouth. And people know me. If I say it from my mouth, that's happening.
this lady's a menace when it comes to giving. She's a menace. But now you guys come down throughout the weekend, so I'll be here. Kobe will be here. Actually, Kobe's probably, and actually, she wanted Kobe to be out and walking about, but I'm like, nah, Kobe's too huge and scared of kids and all that stuff. She really wants him out, but I can't.
I don't think he would. He got a good demeanor.
He really does. He really does. So come on down, man. We'll be here until Sunday, and we're doing a raffle. We'll raffle off on Sunday and be in contact with the winner and whatnot, what have you.
And we'll do the winner live. Can we do the winner live?
Yeah, we'll do the winner live.
All righty. And so that the people that you had like 5 people out here waiting for interviews.
I'm tired right now.
Oh, mercy, they got to get that raffle.
So
the thing is, they can come down, basically what you're saying, they can come down today,
tomorrow,
and get the raffle.
Sunday and get the raffle.
Okay.
Then we'll raffle up. So we're here. I mean, we're definitely here. So whatever they want to do. So they got a couple people we're going to talk to, but got to get some water and probably some grapes in me or something.
I want some of that. Yeah.
You know. Well, I don't eat like that, so.
Yeah, that's another.
I turned into, Trent 2.0 to turn into a whole snack out here. So, I mean, hey, that's what it is. It is what it is.
Pull up, come in, take a seat, and let's talk about it.
Over here at Cubs Couch, man. Cubs Couch, where we are who we say we are. So,
that's it.
Conversations in Town, another 2 days. I've been here all week. The conversation will be here until Sunday, maybe Monday. Then I'll be headed back.
Man, it's going to be so sad taking you back there because this is your home.
She's trying to get me to come out this way. Hey, I'm tempted. Even after dinner yesterday, I had dinner yesterday. I'm still tempted.
It's going to be hard getting you down there.
Tempted.
I'm going to tell you what's going to be really hard.
I'm extremely tempted.
It's going to be hard getting you down there. And then once you get out of that vehicle and I come back alone.
Oh. I don't want you doing all that crying. You know what I'm saying?
No, man.
Normally when I speak, she should go to crying and all this other food. Don't do that.
Yeah,
but I'm tempted. I think you brought out some secret weapons to try and convince me to come on this set. I think I'm halfway. I'm on the fence right now, but we might, because Kobe loves you.
I know he did.
So we're gonna see what happens.
Kids and animals know love. They know the real deal. They know the real deal when they see it.
Good stuff. So we're gonna sign off for now, but I'm gonna meet these other folks. Got some folks out there waiting to meet me. So
thank you for tuning in.
We appreciate you. We'll be right back. You guys be epic.